One of the most remarkable aspects about cognition for me, it's allowed me to look back at my own life with this new knowledge of how I and other people in my life process information, to see how the interactions that were both negative and positive for me can be viewed through a very objective lens of cognition. I realize now looking back that the interactions that I enjoyed the most, the people who I felt the closest to, who I enjoyed my time with them, were people who had a high level of awareness or curiosity around my way of thinking. And at the same time, I look back at some of the people in my life who I had interactions with that I did not enjoy, those moments where I felt very misunderstood or even heavily judged. And I realized that they lacked both awareness, but more importantly, curiosity around how I thought. There was almost an arrogance or a superiority to their way of thinking in which they believed that their way of thinking was better than mine. Cognitive diversity, which now I understand on such a deep level, is the idea that there is no superior way of thinking. All forms of cognition have equal validity. They're just very different. And I realize now that this plays out in our personal lives in very strong ways. We are often attracted to people who appreciate and are aware or have curiosity around how we think. Some of our best friends are often people who understand how we think in all of its nuances and even weirdness and contradictory natures in order to create environments in which we feel comfortable. When I think back to the people who I felt closest with, both in personal and professional environments, these were people who share those qualities. When I think of the people who've remained friends throughout the many decades of my life now, I realize that these are people who share those qualities as well. And when I think of the relationships that I aspire to create now and the people I'm most interested in, it's people who have this innate curiosity around my way of thinking and their own and others. The idea of cognitive diversity is one that has many layers. It allows us to interact with people in a way that's very positive, but it also, I believe, helps us to create deep personal relationships with people who are able to be aware and tolerant and understanding of our way of thinking, even if it's very different than their own. Friendship, relationships, attraction, I believe, can often be traced to this, and it adds a profound new layer of complexity and interest to the work of cognitive diversity that I did not initially expect.